Hello and welcome to ABC to Business Communication. I am Refia Wiquar. Hope you have understood our previous lectures. If in case you haven't watched the previous lectures, then I would like to request you all to first of all go through the previous ones and then come back to this particular lecture. Now today we are going to begin with something very interesting. Let us begin with the topic of written communication. Now, writing reveals one's ability to think clearly and to use a language effectively. Effective writing does not, come by chance. It does not happen just like that. It takes a lot of practice. There is a set of skills required to write simply, clearly, accurately, and concisely. Business writers should carefully check the grammar, punctuation, and spellings. They must ensure that sentences and paragraphs are structured logically, and they must, adhere to principles of sound organization, let it be in the form of clarity, simplicity, and directness. So let us begin with the discussion of objectives of written communication. Now, if anything is there in written, then such things are easily available for any kind of reference. One can get back to them again and again as and when required. Secondly, it serves as a record of evidence. If required, then any kind of documents can serve as an evidence at a later on stage. Thirdly, we are having measurement of progress. So if you are having any kind of standards that have been laid down, you can always compare them with the actual. You can, measure the progress. If the standards and actuals are written at a particular place, then you can always measure your progress. You can make a comparative analysis. Then the next point which we have with us is precedents. Now precedents are basically any kind of decisions that have been taken in past, and these decisions are written at a particular place. So such things can be easily referred to again and again as and when required. Point number 5 is avoiding mistakes. Now, if anything is there in a written form, then efforts are made to reduce the mistakes. Because if mistakes are not going to be reduced, then possibility is such that such documents or such papers cannot be relied upon. So efforts are made that whatever we write down, whatever is there in black and white, it should be free from any kind of mistakes. Then point number 6 is effective decision making. Now, effective decision making means that whenever any organization is having its standards and its actuals in a written form, then it is expected that they are going to take, the right types of decisions in future as well. Because they know what exactly is their performance, they know how they are functioning, so it is assumed that they are going to take the right types of decisions for their future. Then comes point number 7, which is organizational efficiency. Now every organization whosoever is keeping a written evidence of all the events that are taking place during the regular course of business is considered to be an effective organization. Now why is it so? Because it is keeping a track of all the transactions and events that are taking place on a daily basis, and they are considered to have a higher edge over any other organization. After this, we are having point number 8, which is legal requirements. Now, many a times it is expected by the government authorities that we need to do a lot of paperwork. Now, in such case, any form of written evidence is very, very important because it is a formality that we need to take into consideration. So the next topic which we are going to discuss is purpose of writing. Now, there are two main purposes of writing. Number 1, we write to inform, and number 2, we write to persuade. And in these 2 points, we try and maintain clarity. So point number 1 is writing to inform. It is also known as expository writing or informative writing. Now, informative writing presents information, not opinions. Its purpose is to educate and not to persuade. The focus of informative writing is the subject or the matter of discussion. Now, point number 2 is writing to persuade. Now, writing to persuade is also known as persuasive writing. Persuasive writing basically aims at convincing the reader about a matter that is debatable. It expresses opinion rather than any kind of facts. Such kind of writing is also known as argumentative writing because it supports and argues for a certain viewpoint, and at the same time the matter at hand generally has two or more sides to it. Such type of writing is found in any kind of essays, editorials, letter to editors, any kind of research proposals, any kind of religious books, reviews, etc. So, both these types of writing, be it any kind of informative writing or any kind of persuasive writing, they both should be having clarity in it. If clarity is not there, then the purpose of writing will be defeated. So, one should always make sure that there is, clarity in the content which he or she is writing. Now, in order to write something effectively, one needs to keep a few points in mind. So, we can say that these are principles of effective writing. What are these? We have already covered this point of clarity that I have previously told you that one should ensure clarity in any kind of written content. Secondly, I will be discussing point number 1, which is accuracy. A message should be communicated correctly in terms of grammar, punctuation, and spelling. Of course, it is not always possible and it is not easy to be accurate in expression. However, some obvious pitfalls can be avoided by being able to be a bit alert. One should always be wary about the facts and figures that they are quoting in their written content. We should be careful of the choice of words that we use. At the same time, our language and tone is very, very important. We need to be a bit accurate. Next point which we have with us is brevity. Brevity lies in saying only what needs to be said and leaving out any kind of unnecessary words or details. Being brief does not mean saying less than what the occasion demands. It is not to be achieved at the cost of clarity, nor is brevity to be gained by sacrificing proper English. We should be a bit precise whenever we have to communicate our mindset. That's all for today. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Take care until we meet next time.